Answer your attendance. Amrish. Amrish is present.
Yes, ma'am.
Anu. Anu. Ashok. Benita.
Yes, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Bhavishya.
Present, ma'am.
Chaitra.
Present, ma'am.
Diksha.
Present, ma'am.
Deepika.
Present, ma'am.
Murli Krishna.
Present, ma'am.
Harshit. Kishore. Manjunath.
Yes, ma'am.
Naina. Neelanjan. Nishant.
Present, ma'am.
Rajeshwari.
Present, ma'am.
Ramya.
Present, ma'am.
Rashmi.
Present, ma'am.
Ramya. Sunil. Srinivas.
Present, ma'am. I'm Srinivas.
Present, ma'am.
Marked Srinivas. Marked.
Ma'am, Arshit present, ma'am.
Hakidinappa.
Present, ma'am.
Hakidinappa. Anu.
Arshit, ma'am.
Ma'am, Anu present, ma'am.
Yeah, marking.
Ma'am, Arshit.
Anu
Ma'am,
present. Arshit hakidinappa. Amrish hakidini.
Ma'am. Ma'am.
Ma'am, Sunil.
Hakidinappa Sunil hakidini.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So next we move on. Before moving on to the next, we'll just have a look. Okay, so what is identity theft? Identity theft, so which we have seen in the last previous classes also, in previous chapters also. Before we move on to the next part, I just want to again revise what is identity theft with respect to some other authors. Identity theft happens when someone uses your personal identify information like your name, social networking, number, or a credit card number without your permission to commit fraud or other crimes. So you people will be saying your fake attendance, right? So that is also one identity theft. So what you're doing, you say for your friend, he is also present, but we know we can identify your voices and say who is who, right? So that's how here what is identity theft says to us. So then what can thieves do with your identity? Okay, by taking the identity, what they can do: credit card fraud, phone and utilities, banking and financial, and government. Credit card fraud, open a CC in your name and or change the billing address of your card. Phone and utilities, open a new account in your name or run up, change on your existing account. Banking and financial, create a fake checks in your name or account number, write bad checks in your name, make a fake ATM card to impersonate yours, and to take a loan out in your name. So what can thieves do? So this is what thieves can do: credit card fraud, phone and utility, banking and financial, then government. Credit card fraud, open a CC in your name and or to change the billing address of your card. Phone and utilities, open a new account in your name or run up charges on your account existing accounts. Bank and financial, create fake checks in your name or account number, write bad checks in your name, make a fake ATM card to impersonate yours, and or take a loan out in your name. Government, use your DL information to get a DL with your name and their pictures. use your SSN to get benefits, file fraudulent tax returns with your information. So the types of fraud and what are the percentages. So if we take a pie chart, so credit card, how much is the percentage? Government and document and benefits is how much is the document? Phone and utilities, how much is the document? Employee fraud, banking fraud, loan fraud, and other frauds. So the number of ID theft policy records. So filled policy reports and did not fill policy reports. So this is how here there may be people who just leave it because it may be small amount. Even I gave you an example where I booked online one material and I didn't get, even I lost my money also as well as the material. So like this, I didn't complain. So that like that, filed police reports are so many, and like me, there may be so many people. So did not file a report. People who have not reported is more rather than the people who reported is less. So then cost of consumer, out of pocket expenses, number of ID theft victims. So common techniques used by thieves, dumpster diving, going through your trash to find mails or information with your name on it. Skimming, stealing credit card number by using a special hidden device when you're processing a transaction on your card. Then phishing, make a fake websites of a bank or a company and send emails asking for account information verification. Then social engineering, using a very special speeching technique to get people to give out confidential information. So that's how here common techniques used by the thieves. So preventive dumpster driving, invest in a small paper shreds. So that's what here, how to prevent dumpster driving. So invest in a small paper shredding. They can be purchased at any local retail stores. They ensure that everything that has your name and address on any other personal information is shred. Make sure to not to leave any mail which confidential information are unattended in your mailbox for long period of time. Use online e-statement for all your bank accounts. So that's what here, dumpster driving, what are the precautions you have to take? Invest in a small paper shreds. They can be purchased at any local retail stores. Ensure that everything that has your name and address or any other personal information is shred. Make sure to not leave any mail which confidential information unattended in your mailbox or long period of time. Use of online e-estimates for your accounts. How to prevent phishing? Do not open any mail or attachments from anyone you do not know. So what you have to do, how to prevent phishing? Do not open any emails or attachment from anyone you do not know. So that ensure that all banking websites you use have a local symbol located at the bottom of the website, Firefox, Internet Explorer. Do not open links in emails. Type the address of the website you're trying to access and not the link. Opt output emails, your email newsletters or a junk mail list. Bottom, if it looks suspicious, do not click it. So these are the preventions which you have to take care whenever you're doing any unauthorized people having a thing. So how to prevent phishing? Do not open any emails or attachments from anyone you do not know. Ensure that all banking websites you use have the local symbols located at the bottom of the web browser, Firefox, Internet Explorer. Do not open links in emails. Type the address of the website you're trying to access and not the link. Opt output of email newsletters or junk email list. Bottom line, if it looks suspicious, do not click it. Credit card and debit card rights. Credit card loss or fraudulent charges. So that's what your fraudulent charges and credit card losses. Maximum liability under federal law for unauthorized use of your credit card is $50. If you report the loss before the card is used, the card users cannot hold your liable. Also, if the loss involves your credit card number but not the card itself, you have no liability for unauthorized use. Credit card and debit card rights continued. ATM or debit card loss or fraudulent transfers. Your liability under federal law for unauthorized use of your ATM or debit card depends on how quickly you report the loss. If you report an ATM or a debit card missing before it's used without your permission, the card users cannot hold you responsible for any unauthorized transfer. If unauthorized use occurs before you report it, your liability under federal law depends on how quickly you report the loss. So that's what credit card and debit card rights continue. ATM or debit card loss or fraudulent transfers. Your liability under federal law for unauthorized use of your ATM or debit card depends on how quickly you report the loss. If you report an ATM or a debit card missing before it's used without your permission, the card issuers cannot hold you responsible for any unauthorized transfer. If the unauthorized use occurs before you report it, your liability under federal law depends on how quickly you report the loss. EFTA example, if you report the loss without 2 business days after you realize your card is missing, you will not be responsible for more than for $50 for unauthorized use. However, if you do not report the loss within 2 business days after you discover the loss, you will lose up to $500 because of an unauthorized transfer. Reducing the risk of social engineering, make sure you keep track of your personal information and do not give out your your information freely on the internet. Make sure you shred any personal documents with confidential information. Social engineering can sometimes be very difficult to catch because of the simplicity of the attack. This is why many companies have implemented multiple forms of identity verification. How to protect yourself online? Use strong complex password instead of ABC123. Use a passwords like which silly, sling, slope, something like that, where you can just see how no one can crack. Keep your operating system, that is Windows, and your software programs up to date. Keep your firewall turned on. Enable your virus protection. Do not post any information on the internet that could be used to reset any of your online accounts. Antivirus and malware removal recommendation. Microsoft Security Essentials, Avasta, DOM32, Malwarebytes. So these are the antivirus and malware removal recommendation. Microsoft Security Essentials, Avasta, DOM, Malwarebytes. These are the antivirus and malware removal recommendations. How to protect computer and mobile device data. The process of deleting files is not enough. Ensuring all sensitive information simply the process of deleting files is not enough. Ensure all sensitive information is removed. Simply reinstalling the operating system does not erase your files. A free option for Windows based computer is Erase. For any other operating system, see DAC, Boot, and Nuke. Ensure all your mobile device data is encrypted. Mobile device security. So how the mobile devices should be secured. As mobile device becomes as powerful as desktop computer is, computer. It is vital investment in security. Invest in a remote lock, remote wipe solution if the device is ever stolen. Enable virus, malware, and firewall on the device. Some solutions come with siren or a loud sound to scare thieves. Free solution include Apple Find My Phone, My iPhone, F Secure, Anti Theft, or for mobile, Microsoft Find My Phone. Identities can be stolen without the internet. So in 2007, the Washington Post published an article details a case of identity theft. The victim identity was obtained from the identity card to lost the wallet. Jackman in 2007 that is what in Jackman in 2007. On July 19th, Coco Fifth from Oklahoma City reported a case of identity theft perpetrated by using information on discarded RX bottles. So you can see RX bottle was discarded, and he reported that there was a identity on that that was identity was theft. So if your identity is ever stolen, file a police report with your local police department. Check all your credit card reports, notify credits, and make sure to dispute any unauthorized transaction on your account. Shift action must be taken to restore your name. The faster you do this process, the faster you can restore your good name. So importance of filing the police report. Filing a report entitles you to create a legal right when you provide it to the three major credit reporting agencies or companies that the identity thieves misused your information. Identity theft report can be used to permanently block fraudulent information that results from an identity theft. It will ensure these debits do not reappear on your credit card. Importance of filing a police report. It prevents companies from continuing to collect on debit that results from identity theft or selling the debit to others for collection. An identity theft report is also needed to place an extended fraudulent alert on your credit card, on your credit report. In short, properly reporting the identity theft to the proper authorities will make the process run more smoothly. How long can the effects of identity theft last? There are many different factors that determine how long it can last. Factors include type of theft, whether the thief sold or passed your information on to other thieves, whether or not the thieves was caught, and process to correct your credit reports. Victims should monitor their credit report several months after to ensure it does not reoccur. Victims should check whether 3 months during the first year and once a year after. More ways to protect yourself. Protect your social security number. Verify source before sharing information. Safeguard wallet or pursue. Store private information in secure location. Implement credit freezing on your credit report. Invest in identity theft, ensure or credit monitoring. More ways to protect yourself. Never write down your password or share it with others. Change your password at least every 6 months. Only friend people only friend, people you know and trust on your social media networks. When disposing your old computer, make sure you use data erasing before you remove it. If you have multiple passwords you cannot remember, make a encrypted file with a very strong password to protect it. Have a postal service hold your mail when you leave a town. So the websites for you to stay safety, you can just check Federal Trade Agency, fight back against identity theft. So this is a one government website where you can check your any identities are theft. Then Clarehard is one more website. Ben Halper, SISIP, semantic education on this, then identity theft. So resources which we have used here. So fight back against identity theft. This is the one where the websites which we have taken, and these are the other things. So just have a look about what the other authors say about what is identity theft. It occurs when someone steals your personal information, example credit card or social security number, and uses its fraudulent. It can cost your time and money. It can destroy your credit and ruin your good name. So these are the things where you can see, these are the examples where identity theft, how safe is your identity. So consumer report, that is identity theft. So the scary new word of identity theft, case of stolen ID theft. So half my size. So these are the different cases where we can see how each newspaper or book where they're told about how the identity theft has been occurred and where what was the way they have used for stealing the identity. So the identity theft is spiraling out of control. So now the identity theft, how it is controlled. So over 340 million Americans' identities have been reported lost or stolen since January 2005. You can just imagine a survey done and they found that there was over 340 million Americans. Their identity was stolen. So the revenue from tracking financial data has surpassed that of drug tracking. So that is what you can see here. So much identity theft was being taken. So your personal information is in place beyond your control. So you can keep your thing in your PC, or you can keep in your PDA, or you can keep everything in the phone or internet or mail, or sometimes you may just delete. Then flash drive you can keep in your pen drives, or banking and credit processor utility, retail computers and database, education institutes. You can keep all your details even in the education institutes, or student loans. So you people would have taken a loan, education loan, then you would have kept all your details there. So maybe sometimes healthcare, or it can be computers, or it can be any databases where you keep all your information, or you can keep in a government tax, or criminals or property, or via a virtual computer and database, or you can keep a driver license. So you may have some driving license after some information, authenticated information even in the internet also, or you can keep in your company laptops, or paperworks also you can keep. So these are the different ways where you can keep your identities. So 4 areas on neglect. So what we do: indifference, lack of feeling. What someone will do with my identity. So that we think like that. So that's what indifference or a lack of feeling. Ignorance, lack of knowledge. Then lack of training or education, lack of respect. So 5 types of identity theft. It's not just about credit cards. It's a legal issue. So driver license also we can replace, social security number or media, and criminals, financials. So what someone is subject to a victim to as a victim of identity theft is only limited to the imagination of the people of a person who has their information. So driver license identity theft, your driving privileges could be suspended or revoked. You could be arrested during a routine traffic stop for crimes you do not commit. Thieves can open bank accounts, apply for credits, cards, and cash checks in your name. Our driver's license has become a unofficial national identity card. So we can see in some of the newspapers where a driving license identity theft in November 2004, David John Hermad served 4 years in the Air Force. So it came as a shock when he returned home and found arrested warrant for driving and revoked license, responsible for 20 delicate accounts for cell phone billing, credit card, utility billing, and hospital billing. So linked to a string of phenomena, including auto theft, and drug charges, state regulatory began garnishing 60% of his wages to pay child support to a woman in Chicago he did never heard of. Hernandez spent a year and a half trying to clean up the mess, but things got worse. Social security identity theft, illegal immigration use for social security numbers to gain employment or remote income under your name. They take the income, leaving you with the tax billing. They can file false income tax returns or even file for social security benefits using your number. Thieves and criminals can use your SSN to apply for credit, obtain a driver's license, and much more. 10 million social security numbers are bought and sold every 6 weeks in the US. So you can see here this not a victimless crime. So why your child are at risk? They owe around $23,000 on my credit cards. My account in foreclosure and I returned on 4th on Friday. Children are a better target for identity theft that you have. Children have a clear credit history and parents rarely have a reason to check their child's credit report. This crime can go undetected up to 15 hours. So medical identity theft, you could owe thousands of dollars for procedures you never had. You could become uninsurable and be denied employment because of conditions that you do not have, AIDS, diabetes, etc. There are over 25 so many people in USA without health insurance. Stolen health insurance cards are being sold on a blank market. So that's what here. This is one identity theft. The criminal identity theft. Thieves mask their criminal activity behind your identity. Criminal identity theft occurs when an imposter gives another person's name and personal information such as driving license, date of birth, or social security number to a law enforcement officer during an investigation or upon arrest. You could be arrested for crimes you did not commit. You could be denied employment because of fraudulent criminal records found during routine background checks. Security checkpoints at airports could become a nightmare for you. So we have seen so many news in a CNN. Financial identity theft. Victims in financial identity theft are people who have had bank accounts wiped, our credit card histories ruined, and jobs and valuable purses taken away. Thieves use your social security number and to open new accounts and can change the billing address, leaving you with a debit card. Financial institutions advertise a zero liability for fraudulent activity on accounts if notified within 48 hours. What happens after 48 hours? So financial identity theft. So Federal Trade Commission free report. It gives a fight back against identity theft, and it improves the credit cards. So financial identity theft, we can see here, to take advantage of this law, you must send your letter so that it reaches the creditor within 60 days. If an identity thief changes the address on your account and you did not receive the bill, your dispute letter still must reach the creditor within 60 days, of which the creditor could have mailed the bill. So credit monitoring is the best way to alert an individual of possible financial identity theft. So financial, we have seen so many things, that is MSN or NBC in news. This was in the 2004. So financial ID theft. So ID theft victim face touch bag flight. So in 2003, Coney family was sued by a homecoming financial network division of GMs for so much plus attorney fees. So in 2001, an in-store got hold of line of credit, switched the address, and Coney never received the outstanding bills. Homecoming claimed the Coney that he has neglected were slow to discover and report the identity theft. So like this, we have so many other stories financially where there were so many people who have been lost money, so many things because of their no fault. So where do the victim go for help? So some people only, how the victims go, FTC, only some people go for help, others will not definitely go. Some may go for federal agency, 5% of them will go only for federal agency. Step debit for motor vehicle admin, that is 7%. So then state AG or state consumer agencies, only 8%. So then lawyers, some people will go for lawyers, that is only 12%. Then credit bureau, it will go for 22%. Local police only 26%. Credit grantor 43%. Did not contact anyone, that is 38%. So how profitable is identity theft? Criminals covet your identity data and have perfected more ways to manipulate your identity than you can imagine. Credit card number with PIN or driving license, birth certificate, social security card, credit card number with security code and explanation card. So PayPal account, login, password. So this is how profitable is the identity theft. Criminals convert your identity data and have perfected more ways to manipulate your identity than you can imagine. So the cost to individual, the average dollar amount charged in identity theft, average number of checks written 74.6, the average number of credit card application approved through identity theft 8.4. Identity thieves did not discriminate. A professional thieves can assume your identity in just a few hours, but it can take years for you to repair the damage and restore your good name. Over 70% of the time, you will need an attorney to resolve these issues. Latest facts about this crime: 57% of victims had new account opened in their names. 62% had warranty issues for their arrest. 82% found out through an adverse action. Out of pocket cost to the average victims: so much. Victims spent an average of 157.87 hours trying to clean up the mess. 63% could not get their credit reports cleared. 22% have their SSN tried to someone else. 19% had their fraudulent is ignored. So the identity theft in the workspace. So you can see the mascots, pictures taken with cell phone camera after waiting several minutes for someone to respond. Right. So those are the different where you can see all these are the identity theft in the workplace. So in the same way, access to your computer, mail, and other documents possible. So these are the different ways where you can have an access of all the details. So what can you do? Delete identity theft by safeguarding your information. Detect suspicious activities by routinely monitor your financial accounts and billing statements. Defend against identity theft as soon as you suspect a problem. So deter identifies thieves by safeguarding your information. Shred financial documents before discharging them. Protecting your social security number. Don't give out personal information unless you are sure who you are dealing with. Do not use obvious passwords. Keep your information secure. Detect suspicious activity by routinely monitoring your financial accounts and billing statement. Be alerts, mail or bills that don't drive. Denial of credit for your reasons. Inspect your credit card report. Law entitles you to one free report a year from each national-wide credit reporting agency if you ask for it. Online annualcreditreport.com, you can get the details there. And then inspecting your financial status, look at the charges you don't make. So in the same way, against identity theft, as soon as you can suspect a problem, place fraudulent alert on your credit card by calling any one of the 3 national credit reporting companies. Close account have been tampered with you with or opened fraudulent. File a police report. Contact the Federal Trade Commission. So view contactless. Read text messages. View call message or a maid received. Set the target phone to call you whenever it makes or receive a call, a phone. And so this is how we can check our identity theft. So I'll stop here. We'll continue in the next class.